All right, you guys already know Mr. Tim really doesn't need an introduction.
Big Tim.
This is Big Tim. Mr. Tim, the man, the myth, the legend himself. This is Alex's dad. You guys already should know that. So I'm going to ask him a few questions. He's towering over me right now because he's sitting in the gaming chair.
I like to sit above.
Yeah. I'm all cushioned in the seat.
You want a pillow underneath your ass?
Yeah. I might actually need one. All right.
Feel better now? You feel better?
No. But I'm starting to feel a little bit better.
You want another pillow?
Yeah, I might as well, right?
Yeah, grab another pillow.
I can't
grab that pillow right there.
I can't promise it'll boost my ego anymore.
I don't want you to feel smaller.
No, not at all. All right, let's try this again.
There you go. Hey,
that's a lot better.
We're recording. What are you doing coming in
What's
here?
up, Ronnie? No, Ronnie. Everybody loves Ronnie.
I know,
they don't know Ronnie yet, but they're gonna love him when they see his video.
He's a good boy.
Ronnie's
all right,
a great
go
guy.
ahead.
So, Mr. Tim, they usually say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. And being that Alex is so hardworking, does the things that he does, and has the ambition and drive, that obviously stems from somebody, that being you.
Yeah.
Where did you start out, Mr. Tim? Like, when it started with work, like, where did you start at? Like, when it comes to career, school, business, what's the foundation of where you started?
All right. Well, I was in the automotive business for 40 years with the same company.
Wow.
Yeah, same company. I started off washing cars.
Yep.
And I worked all the way up to a general manager of a Honda franchise.
Wow.
Automobile dealer.
Right.
Had about 100 employees. Had some great time doing it, but I worked hard.
Yeah, 40 years.
I worked hard. And it was a great time. But you know, Alex works hard too.
100%. That's what I'm saying. It definitely stems from somewhere. When Alex first literally told you that he wanted to do social media, like, as transparent as you could possibly be, obviously, given where we're at now, I know you're the most supportive you possibly could be.
Of course.
You know this stuff works. It's legit. When he first presented the idea to you, or you first heard about social media, what were your initial thoughts?
Have you lost your mind?
Seriously?
No, I'm dead serious.
Wow.
Have you lost your mind? No. So anyway, he, I'm big on him going to college.
Yeah.
He was going to college for a business degree.
Gotcha.
And he finished his associates, and then he started to go into the School of Baltimore for his finishing his degree in business.
Right.
And he came to me and he said, "Hey, Dad, I think I want to do this social media." Close that door, please. He said, "Dad, I think I want to do this social media thing." And I was like, "Okay." And he just started doing it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he said, "I want to take it to the next level. I want to take it full time." And he said, "In order for me to do that, I have to drop out."
And how did you feel about that?
And I said, "I don't think that's really a good idea. You need to go to college. You got to get your degree, right?
College.
I mean, you got to do that, right?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Dad, but I really want to do this." And I thought about it, and I thought, okay, I've got to support my son.
100%.
And I told him, I said, "Listen, if you want to do this and you're going to give it your all, then do it.
Yeah.
I'll support you all the way."
Hell yeah.
Because the way I look at it, if it doesn't work out, you can always go back to college.
School will always be there.
So let's do it.
Hell yeah. When you knew that this was taking off, when Alex first basically presented a way for you to get out of your 9 to 5, were you like, this is it? Like, this is the stepping stone. This is going to set you forth, being able to make. So you break out of working for someone else now and become your own boss. What is it? What made you know that, like, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life?
Well, I mean, I was in the car business for a long time, obviously, and I was in a good position with them, and I had done pretty well for somebody of my age, and you know, I saw where he was going with everything, and I wanted to be able to help him more.
Right.
And he wanted me to help him more, and he wanted to spend more time with me. So, you know, he wanted to see me retire from the car business.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I was pretty much ready to do it.
Really?
I want to spend more time. We got a farm in Lynchburg. I want to spend more time down there doing things, and this way I would be able to spend more time with him. So, you know, he asked me for probably 8 months, Dad, retire. Yeah. You know, let's do this together. You know, spend more time with me. And after some convincing, I decided that it was probably the right thing for me to do.
Awesome. How did Steve come about?
So Steve has been with me forever.
Really?
Steve started working for me at the Honda dealership when he was 16.
16?
16.
No, that's actually kind of crazy. How old is Steve?
Steve was with me 27 years there.
Wow.
When I left.
Wow.
He left right after me. Steve and I are very good for him. Well, he's like a son to me. To be honest with you. So we're very.
I see the way you guys.
We're very tight knit. We're a very tight knit family, and And, and Alex is like a brother to him, you know what I mean?
100%.
So, Steve's always been with me,
Mm-hmm.
and he's always been a part of Alex's career in social media, and has really been a pivotal part of it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So now this is where you're not only like you help Alex with his business, his company, social media, but you're his dad. So at the end of the day, you see things that he might not see from a parental perspective. So him being so young, 24 years old, doing what he's doing, he can sometimes be naive to somebody that's fake love or someone just trying to take advantage of him for his likeness and the things that he has going on.
Yeah.
Has there been certain times where you had to have like pulled him aside, maybe talk to him personally about, this guy in the third might be bad news, or this deal specifically with this company is only trying to take advantage of you?
Well, between Steve and I, and we try and protect him.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's the honest to God truth. That's what we do. We're here to protect him and look out for his best interest. Has there been times where we've passed on deals? Of course.
Yeah.
Many deals we've passed on. And some deals have been lucrative deals, extremely lucrative.
I believe it.
But if it's not the right fit and it doesn't feel right, you can't do it. So yes, there's many times that we've decided this is the right thing, and he listens for the most part. Sometimes not, but for the most part, he's got an open ear. It's the reason that God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, right?
100%. I would say Alex is by far one of the more, and I'm not just saying this for the purpose of camera and obviously to appease your ears, but I would say genuinely Alex, as far as his age and where he's at in success, is definitely more on the way more humble side of things. When you saw his uprising, and I'm sure he made the decision himself, and he clearly decided, like, I need to be humble, I need to do this, that, and the third. But was there any part of you that was really emphasizing to him that, like, not a lot of people get this opportunity and aren't going to probably be in the position that you're in, so be grateful for it, be humble, don't need to think that you're better than anybody?
Rule number 1, never forget where you came from and give all the glory to God. That's rule number 2.
Love it.
I mean, if you keep your mindset like that, there's no reason you should not succeed it. And give it your best. You got to give it 100%. So many people do things half-ass. You can't expect great results from half-ass.
100%.
You just can't. You got to go all in. It's like I see you filming all the time.
Love it. That's all I'm trying to do.
But in all honesty, you've filmed more here than anybody else this weekend. And that shows your dedication.
I appreciate that.
So for your followers out there, he's dedicated.
I am.
He's sending you. He's filming the whole time he's here. I'm like, damn, bro, turn that camera off. No, seriously. He's filming the whole time. But it's good because he's dedicated. And that's why you'll succeed.
I appreciate that. I believe as long as I continue to play my cards right, and I feel like I try my best to be myself. Like I told you and Steve in the car, like no matter whether the camera's on or not, who I am is who I am. And I try my best to represent my true authentic self, whether the camera's rolling.
You've acted the same since day one you got here.
I appreciate that a lot.
That's
I take
who
a lot
you
of pride
are.
in that.
That's who you are.
Thank you.
And it's admirable because you're a good dude.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Tim, Alex, I know he would bounce early on the stages. He would talk about, this is from his words, how he would connect to faith, disconnect from faith, and now he's more connected than ever once again to faith. Have you always been this faithful man that you are today? Like, when did you get into religion?
Well, my mom was a preacher.
Seriously?
For real.
Wow. How long?
So I grew up in the church.
Wow.
From a little tyke all the way up. My mom was
in the same area?
In Northern Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah. My mom was a preacher back in the day. I mean, she was an evangelist, so she preached different places and stuff.
Yeah.
She didn't have like a church,
Mm-hmm.
But she was an ordained minister, and so I grew up in the church, man.
Wow. Usually a lot of people feel, and I would love to get your opinion on this, a lot of people, someone like me, I told Alex and I explained at the church, I'm still trying to figure out which specific religion to adopt. And I always say when I wear this cross that I hope I don't offend anybody and that I wear it out of respect, and it is the religion I'm more lean toward, but I don't specifically claim one. I'm more open to the idea of religion because of Alex, watching him and him preaching for things. The church service today made me choke up a few times and spoke to me in volumes that I was surprised about. The way he was able to use an example of stepping up as a man in this world. I thought, to my own knowledge, I believe I'm doing great in my relationship. I try my best to be the best staple of a man in my relationship. But even just being there made me want to try to do more and go above and beyond. So what I'm getting at here is there other people that have influenced you aside from not only, your mom being the pastor, but has there been other role models in your life that have literally just touched you just from a one-day interaction that might have started the snowball effect in changing your life?
And relate to religion? Being that I grew up in it, that I'd probably say no. My mom and dad were very religious, and we grew up in a very religious household. You know, it's like Christmas morning was a great Christmas morning, but it was all about the reason why Christmas was there, not just to give presents. It was about honoring what Christmas was truly all about.
It sounds like you were brought about religion in the most comfortable way possible, because I want to get your opinion on a lot of people feel as though, and someone told me that because I'm so open to religion, it's because it wasn't forced upon on me. A lot of people I've seen grow up that, whether they had a choice or not, they grew up in the church or they grew up in a religious family, they kind of stray from it because they feel as though it's been forced on them. Is there a way to balance trying to bestow religion upon like your kid, but also understanding to let them do it at their own rate?
Well, they have to do it at their own rate, because if you force it upon them, it's not going to be genuine.
Okay.
So just like with Alex, I mean, I grew up in the church, so he would go to church with me on Sundays, and you know, we made a point of doing that. And but you know, he didn't really truly become a Christian until he found the Lord his own way.
Okay.
And his own way was getting involved in a church, understanding what it meant to be a Christian, and the Holy Spirit dealt with him in a way that made him realize that it was time.
Okay.
And it drew him closer to God, to the point that, you know, I think it was 2020 when he finally just realized that he needed to get baptized. It might have been 21, but I remember being in church with him, and you know, he made the decision. I mean, it's the power of God is tremendous if you allow it to be. And you have to be open to it, and you have to listen to it. The Holy Spirit will deal with you. Just like today, you said you got emotional.
I couldn't believe it. And he was just talking about life and being a better man and just what God has done for him. And I'm just sitting there.
So you're in God's house, and the Holy Spirit is there, and the Holy Spirit's dealing with you. So therefore, you got emotional.
Dude, I told the camera that I couldn't believe the way it impacted me. And I've seen myself, like, I'm not trying to prove nothing out here, but I could see myself either once or twice a month genuinely taking the drive out to this area for the church, and in hopes that I'm never going to force trying to be baptized. I want
No. You'll know when it's time. You'll know when it's time.
Exactly. And
it's nothing's perfect.
No, not at all.
It's your time and God's time.
And I forget, when it comes to the wine, the bread, I remember they had the packet. I don't want to get it wrong here, but they had the communion. And Noah asked me if I wanted to partake in it, and I truly believe in a respectful manner. The only way I would partake in certain things is if I'm more embedded and deep into the religion. I don't want to disrespect the religion by eating the body of Christ or all
when you relate to what it means, the true meaning of it, and you have that connection with the Father, and it's a connection. Seriously, it truly is. Once you get to that point, you'll understand the full meaning of it, and when you partake in that, it just has a whole new meaning.
Do you think that when it comes to faith, obviously there's still unanswered questions, but you still have to just be faithful? Because when I was that dickhead growing up in high school, I'm past that stage now, obviously, based on where I'm at, but would question everything. You know, it's like, oh, well, if this is real, then why is this? And if the Bible says this and this person, like, questioning everything led me to nothing. As opposed to if I would just believe and be more open to the idea that this is real, I'm more at peace. I feel better. And the only way to believe in faith is to accept it. And I'm trying to fully accept it. I don't really have my questions. I take things for what they are. I count my blessings. And I appreciate every blessing, whether it's big or small. Like, even as simple as if I was short on change, I looked down and I found a few quarters. I will acknowledge that, because I do believe if you acknowledge a blessing, more will show up. And I'm trying to implement that. And I was wondering how you feel about that, acknowledging blessings, but not only reaching out to God when you're doing good, but still having to reach out to Him when things aren't going well.
Well, most people will reach out more when they're not doing well.
Okay.
You know, it's like it's like you never take things for granted, right? So let me put it like this. So when you're homesick with the flu, how do you feel?
Like trash.
And do you think about all the things you'd like to do when you feel good?
Yeah.
Things you like to go and do, but you can't because you're sick?
Yeah, I miss feeling good.
Right. The problem is when you feel better, you forget what it felt like to be sick. So if you go through life You follow me where I'm headed with this?
Dude, I'm so following you. You got me going right now.
You feel me?
I do.
So if you go through life, remember what it felt like to be sick every day. What have you heard? How many times have you heard me say every day is a good day?
A lot. A lot.
Because it is.
It is.
You have to go with that mindset. Every day is a good day. Every day is an opportunity to meet somebody, make a difference in their life. You make differences by making these videos.
100%.
You make a difference by reaching a lot of people. Alex makes a difference by reaching a lot of people. He reached you.
100%.
And you're here.
Exactly. It's such a surreal
Imagine
moment.
that, right?
And still to this day, it's surreal to me. And I just take it. I'm so grateful. And I start all my videos by saying it's a blessed day to be alive. A blessed day to go after your dreams, goals, and aspirations. I literally live by this rule. The reason I'm doing this, and like most people, and I'm not here to people that are in their shell. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to shit on anybody or talk down on anybody because everyone's different. But where we're at right now, there's a lot of people that wouldn't take this maneuver. But for me, I have nothing to lose. I'll be damned if I die tomorrow not saying or doing what I wanted to do today.
But you know what kind of an effect you can have on someone's life and not realize it? Do you realize that? So I've always told my son this. When you go to the grocery store and you're in line, acknowledge a person in front of you and acknowledge a person behind you. You know why?
Why?
Because you never know what that person's going through. That person behind you might be thinking, nobody cares, nobody loves me, nobody cares what happens to me. They might be thinking about committing suicide.
Right.
But your one gesture and acknowledging them, hey, how you doing today, can change the trajectory of the rest of their life. And you won't even know it.
No, I would never know. I've had people impact my life and they've never known.
You'll never know it. I mean, it's crazy how things happen. I will tell you a quick story.
Go ahead.
So I was at the grocery store down in the country, down by our farm, and I was going through line, and I was at a food line, and I was buying some supplies, and I don't have a food line card. So this nice elderly woman was behind me, and she said, "Oh, honey, I'll let you use my card. You can save a few dollars." And I said, "Okay." I said, "I really appreciate that." And she said, she put her number in, and I saved a few dollars. And I looked back at her, and I said to the cashier, I said, "Bring her stuff up." The lady's like, "What do you mean?" I said, I'm buying your groceries." She said, "Why would you do that?" I said, "Because you showed me an act of kindness, and I'm going to show you one." And
that's genuine, Mr.
And it didn't matter what was in it. I said, I'm buying them. So I did. I bought her groceries. I came back in a couple of days later. The lady that checked me out remembered me. She said, "That lady you bought her groceries for," she said that she didn't have the money for her groceries and didn't know how she was going to pay her bills.
Wow.
That you paying for her groceries made it so she could pay for her medicine that she needed.
Wow.
Hello?
That must have been such a wholesome moment for you, though.
Think about that.
That makes you have to feel
You
good.
never see. That's my point. You never know whose life you can change.
100%.
And it could be $1. It could be $5. It could be 20. It could be 100. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's you change people's lives.
I think it is all about the impact. I agree. And I try to tell Ronnie, and obviously everything's easier said than done, and you could appease anybody's ears, but I'm going to continue to prove through not only my content, but the way that I interact with everybody, that I'm in this for all the right reasons. Like, I truly do want to inspire people. I know everyone can say they don't care about money, but I don't. I don't make a lot of money right now. I told Alex I run and manage the #1 bounce house company in South Jersey. Doesn't mean I'm making the money off of it. I just run the company. I bought a bounce house to make passive income off of in hopes to just build that down the line. So inevitably, I believe in my head, whether I take off with this, that I will make good money 5-10 years from now, as long as I continue to play my cards right. So this right here has nothing to do with money. All I care about is inspiring people, reaching other people. I had 2 friends tell me that I inspired them to get in the gym, make themselves better in life, and they see how much joy and happiness that it brought me being in the gym, because everyone understands that at first, sure, you get in there, you start lifting, but it teaches you discipline, mindset, motivation, and your whole life will change. If it wasn't for the gym, I wouldn't understand about investing into my bounce house company that I work for, buying a unit, understanding that it's going to take time, but in 5 or 10 years, I will make a lot of money. So having one person straight up tell me, like, you inspired me, you made me do this, that, and the third, I can only imagine what that would feel like if I even reached like 50 other people.
Well, but you already have.
Think so?
If one person tells you the difference that you made, how many people do you think you've made a difference in that haven't said anything to you?
Yeah, that's true. Probably.
I mean, seriously.
People, yeah.
Seriously. It's like that lady I bought her groceries. How many people you think she went and told that to?
Probably a lot.
Probably a lot. And it might inspire them to do something kind for someone else.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, it's a snowball effect.
I can't wait. Like that's just a great feeling. Like, it's a great feeling when you impact somebody and like you ask of nothing for it. You don't expect nothing from it. It's just the satisfaction that you were able to help them. And I feel like in this world, it's really, like I was saying in the car, like positive authenticity is dying. And that's why I'm here. I'm trying to prove that like it still exists. It's still real. And even as much as like I don't sit here every day and I'm like, yeah, like today's a great day. Like I'm authentic about it. Like today might suck, but I'm alive. I'm grateful to be alive, and I still have work to do.
Remember what it feels like to be sick.
Exactly. I love that. I love that you brought.
So
that
you
up.
guys better hear what I just said. When you're down and out and you're sick, you think about all the things you want to do when you feel good. The problem is when you feel better, you forgot what it felt like to be sick. And you can have an impact on everybody that you come in contact with if you want to be positive, because every day is a good day.
100%.
And if you start saying that to people out there, they're going to look at you and be like, every day is a good day. I'm telling you, people are going to respond to that. People respond to that.
I agree. I had a conversation with somebody recently, basically, actually, I think it was my own mom. You know how people wake up, right? And they're like, oh, it's going to be that kind of day. Or, oh, I don't want to go to work. Or, I don't want to do this. It's going to be a bad day. You're going to start looking for things. You're going to make that day a bad day. When you wake up and you go, oh, today's going to be this kind of day, you're going to look for every little thing that will make it that day. I really do believe that every day is a mindset. And it kind of piggybacks into this thing that I brought up in Florida when I first met Alex. And I want to say the same thing to you, how you feel about this. How do you feel about when people limit themselves based on the situation that they're in now? So like I just told you, I'm not making all this money. I'm not doing all this crazy stuff right now. But it's funny because the example that I'm about to use, because both cars are integrated with you guys now, but you couldn't tell somebody that's struggling that in 2 years they could buy an AMG, because they're going to look at the situation that they're in right now and be like, that can never happen. I've said it, and it has nothing to do with this. In 2 years, I really will have an AMG 63S, whether it has to do with social media or the bounce house company. As long as I play my cards right, I will have that car. And I truly believe that, even though I know I don't have that money at all right now. A lot of people limit themselves based on the situation that they're in. And what do you feel about that?
Put a note on your wall so you see it every day.
Hell yeah. I will. No, I really will. Hell yeah.
Put a note on your wall so you see it every day.
Hell yeah. No,
look at it. It's a goal.
It is. And
you got to hit it. You got to hit it.
I feel like I feel like you have to be somewhat realistically delusional about the goals that you have, or you'll never reach them. Like everything I say I'm going to do, I have done, and therefore whenever I say I'm going to do this, that, and the third, people have no choice but to believe that I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't spit bullshit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out here that will say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they don't even show for it, not even in an instant. I'm all for venting and complaining about your situation as long as it's followed by this, that, and the third is what I'm going to do to fix it and better my situation.
Yeah.
I'm only going to listen to you one time, and as long as you tell me that you're going to fix it, we can continue to talk about it. But if you don't want to fix it, don't come back to me with the problem.
You got a good aura about you.
I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot. I take a lot of pride in the way that I carry myself.
You have a good aura.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very, very positive, good aura.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah, it's strong. It's strong.
I just want to play my cards right. I feel like I'm here for a purpose, and I'm going to do whatever I can to stand out. And like I said, I feel like the more truly authentic that I am to myself, the more people will realize that. And I'm telling
everybody's here for a purpose. Some people just don't know it yet.
Oh, 100%. And I've seen a couple guys already break out of a shell and do more, and I love it.
I've seen it.
It's amazing. I throw the camera in their face and I'm like, yo, just record your shit. Yeah. And they start recording. I started seeing more people vlog. I love it. And I can only imagine, like, on a broad scale what that's going to do. I really do feel inevitably I'm made for this, and I am going to make it. It's just a matter of time. And I'm not someone, because I understand through discipline and patience of the gym, like I said, it relates to me investing into that company. I don't care if it happens today, tomorrow, a month, 6 months. It is going to happen. It's just a matter of time when. And as long as I continue to have that mindset, I don't feel as though I'll really get discouraged during this whole process, because I don't even have 1 million followers and look where I'm at. So imagine when my following goes up and to see where my media will go, where I'll really be.
Yeah.
Because this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And once the ball gets rolling, you know the snowball effect.
I know what happens.
That shit's just going to fly down the mountain.
I've seen it.
Hell yeah.
Right?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
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 Eye-opening trip, and I want everybody at home to truly see, as you know, that I'm always about authenticity. I don't leave anything on the table. I'm not here to make cuts and shit. I leave it in there, and it is what it is. So I do appreciate you taking the time to have this interview. I don't even want to call it an interview, just this conversation. Like I said, I set the camera up. I just want to talk, and if I get
although you interview very well.
Think so?
Yeah. You could be a newscaster.
They kind of just come off the dome.
You could be a newscaster, man. You got to pray down hard.
I appreciate that. I'm just one that just
off the riff too.
Yeah, seriously. And you can tell, like, I don't sit here and pre-plan things.
No,
it's just on the fly.
You got nothing written down, man. It's just boom, boom, boom.
No,
boom,
not
boom,
at all. Because this is really how I feel, and I was trying so hard. I wanted to talk to you so much more, but it would have just been like, yeah, like so many different things over and over again that I also did want to capture. And I do believe not, as much as I do record, not everything needs to be recorded. And I explained that to like Dave last night. Like even the interaction that we had, I was happy that you personally asked me about my experience between Florida and now, because that was one of the moments that I was around you and Steve where I really wasn't recording. And I was able to genuinely show you guys that, okay, just because the camera's not on, I am actually who I am.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate you actually asking me about how I felt about Florida.
Yeah, I want to see how your experiences were.
Yeah, it meant a lot to me, genuinely. It made me feel
it means a lot to me, because that's why I asked.
Yeah, genuinely. It was a life-changing experience in Florida. And this one alone is even more life-changing, very eye-opening. And
the gym's cool, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, the gym's insane. Like, that is the dream right there. And I feel like I said, the word humbling can be used in multiple ways, and I don't think you have to be rich, famous, or whatever to be using the word humble or say humbling. Yeah. But I truly feel like all these experiences are so humbling because not a lot of people will ever get this opportunity the way that I am, and I am so aware of that.
All the guys ever here was a really good group. I said to Steve and I said to Alex, I said, everybody is extremely nice, everybody's down to earth, and they're so well-rounded.
I agree.
I mean, seriously, it's like a community. It's like we're walking into church, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear the story?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No,
so we're walking into the auditorium, and the lady was holding the door open, and I was the last one walking in. I had the whole crew going in. She said, "Geez, looks like a baseball team." I said, "No, this is all my children."
That's a lot of kids.
She looked at me like, huh? I said, "Yeah, these are all my kids."
That's funny.
Got like 20 of you guys walking in, you know?
Yeah, the looks that people, they're always just, everyone's so infatuated when we walk in as groups. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like even when we went to Raising Cane's last night, well, aside from when y'all were busting my balls for that interaction. But that was even that alone was pretty funny. Like people are just so, it's different. And it's so crazy to see that people take such an attentive viewpoint to just because someone's recording, everyone wants to know what's going on.
It's not just that, it's how you guys carry yourselves. You guys carry yourselves with confidence.
Oh, 100%. You have to.
And people sense it. You know what I mean?
I did a.
It's not arrogance. It's confidence.
Oh, of course.
There's a big difference.
There's a big difference. And I have a clip somewhere, which I will put in this since I'm mentioning it. When I was in Florida and Alex and everybody, we met up at the Barnes & Nobles and Starbucks. When we got done, I wanted to prove a point to everybody, not only on Snapchat or whatever the case may be, just Instagram. I took a video where I walked into the middle of the mall and I basically said, look at everybody around me. I'm in the middle of the mall and there's like 50 people around me looking at me. I said, and no one gives a fuck. I said, no one cares about me. No one cares about you. I was like, and anyone that's judging you would never do what I'm doing right now, which is recording, putting my hand all the way out and making attention on me. I was like, you just got to get out the bubble, take a risk. Look where you're at. And I explain to people all the time, if I never took a risk, I wouldn't be here. I remember when I had that first call to be a part of like this community and this group, oh man, the amount of outside noise that was like, oh, you're getting scammed. Is this even real? Like, how do you even know this is actually going to work? And I just know. Like,
it's not just real, it's surreal.
It is surreal. It is surreal. And it's actually crazy that I can make this relation. So Alex had me reading the book Outwitting the Devil.
It's a good book.
And the best way...
One of his favorites.
Yeah, and it truly has spoken to me because this was the best way to relate it. I didn't know what it was at first, but now I can call it something. When I had that call and, you know, things were being talked about and it was like, is this legit or not? Something, I'm telling you, dude, something deep inside of me just knew this was true. Like, just knew it was right, knew it was real. Like, just, I don't even know. Then I read Outwitting the Devil and then consider that gut feeling your other self. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe in that more than anything to something. Like, it's insane. Like, I really, the amount of times that my gut or that other self has told me what I'm supposed to do, it's just up to me to act on it. It's never been wrong. You don't get that gut feeling often, but when you get it, and it's up to you to make the decision based off of it. And mine told me to jump, and I'm here.
Well, you know, you think about all the people that have joined, mm-hmm. And it's really not a group. It's a family.
100%.
And the relationships that you acquire from being in this family of people, mm-hmm. You'll have it for the rest of your life.
I agree.
I mean, you're gonna make some really good friends with some. You know, some of these people out here are really wonderful.
Oh yeah,
wonderful.
Shout
people.
out Dave.
I mean, for real. You know, they really are. I'm telling you, I've learned to like a lot of these guys real quick.
It's crazy to see how impersonable some people can really be.
For real. I mean, I'm dead serious. I mean, I've had some good conversations with not all of them, most of them.
Yeah.
But I'm impressed.
Yeah,
I'm truly impressed.
It takes you back. You get into this thinking that, like, even no matter what level, like, you're on and how you're integrated into this, you think you're gonna show up to like some type of gathering or whatever like this is, and you think it's gonna be robots and people just like. But like everyone's
it's a
just
friendship,
human.
Man.
Everyone's human. Everyone's just looking for a good.
It becomes a friendship.
100%.
Really, we're making some good friends here.
We wouldn't be here if it was so easy to look to my left, look to my left, look to my right, and go. The guy next to me has the same mindset as me.
Yeah.
That is why we're all here. It's so rare to have your friends and family be on the same page as you and understand. When you go on these trips, it's like a breath of fresh air because it's like every single person you're surrounded by has the same mindset as you. And that's why you click like that. Me and Dave are so close, it's crazy. Like, I'm not going to get really too into it, but the things that he has done for me to make this trip easier for me, even as simple, I'll just use one example, as taking all the footage off my camera, and he lets me throw it on his computer, and I erase my SD card, and I'm good to go. Because everybody knows from that first trip, I recorded on my phone, I ran into so many storage issues, which was really hard to keep the mood up sometimes because of that. So I'm very blessed to have had that happen. So
and you got to record in the Lions Den.
Oh, dude, and that's even crazier. We're in the Lions Den.
We're in the Lions Den.
You guys didn't even get to see the freaking...
Yeah, we're in the Lions Den.
Come on now.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Just another one of those blessings that you got to acknowledge. I'm telling you, big or small, doesn't matter. And like I said, Isaiah Thomas said it earlier on his Instagram post, slow grind is better than no grind. And I truly do believe that. You got, at least you're doing something. One small step forward is still a step forward. Doesn't matter how you look at it. Everything's about perspective. So I think it's all about viewpoint. And everybody's viewpoint, especially 90% of the population, and I'm going to relate to Outwitting the Devil, is all driven by fear, money, poverty, and obviously ill health. And those are like the things that really take a toll in this world, and it makes it harder to really take a step back and appreciate it. And I feel like a lot of people, especially living in America, it's like we don't appreciate a lot of things because of the situation that we're in. I get it. It's hard when you know what you know, and it might not be as bad as the next guy, and something doesn't go your way. But even if something doesn't go your way, still think about the guy that doesn't even have anything close to you.
Dude, we got so much better here than 99% of the other countries out there.
100%, and that's why I don't like everybody. I hate this country. Yeah. Like no, you're crazy. The opportunity.
You'll stay somewhere else for a while.
No, seriously.
And then see what happens.
Seriously, I feel like opportunities everywhere. And me and Alex, and I want to ask you the same question when I asked him. I personally believe that yes, everybody's situation is different, but I also genuinely believe everybody has the same opportunities.
100%.
Like a lot of people try to say,
the opportunity's up to you.
100%.
It's up to you, man. What are you going to make of it?
A lot of people say, "Oh, I got dealt bad cards," and I had a friend in high school, which is really eye opening because you got to think in high school, not a lot of people have a mindset really like a motivation. I had a friend in high school. I posted something goofy where I was like, said something about the cards I'm being dealt were like really bad, and he actually messaged me and he said, "It's not about the cards that you're being dealt; it's about how you play the cards," and that will always stick with me for the rest of my life, and that'll always be a part of me, and that helps me go about my situation. Excuse me. The amount of times that something happened, or like as simple as this, right? Let's say I hit a nail on the way here, and my tire goes a little bit flat. Honestly, it could be worse. I pump it up with the portable pump I have. Go to the local AutoZone, grab a plug it up, and I'm good. It's all about perspective. There's some people that tire goes flat, and they're just like
tire might have gone flat because it kept you from getting in a crash.
Exactly. It's all about perspective.
Hello.
Tim is on one.
Hello.
You got to watch out. He's sneaky with these things.
Hello.
And they all relate to the things that he says earlier in the video, which is amazing. And that's why I wanted to have this conversation.
Yeah, man.
Because I know not only is it eye-opening for me, but it's going to be eye-opening for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
And for me, honestly, I actually was taken back. And it's, for me, everything. Small step forward, still step forward. So my YouTube videos for the longest, when I was posting like videos like this, 10 views, 8 views, whatever the case may be.
How do you get to the top of the mountain?
You got to climb it. Start from the bottom.
And exactly.
And I'm climbing because what I'm
every day you got to climb, man. Just climb a little bit further, Eventually
seriously.
you make it to the top.
No, seriously. And it really is.
And look at the view.
Is.
Look at the view.
Well, yeah. And then
that's right.
And then you appreciate the journey, though. Because when you're at the top and you realize it might have sucked during the process. And
it's all learning curves, buddy. It's all stepping stones of life.
100%. And you appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I believe that thinking through, it's all about how you look at things, and that'll never change. And that's what I'm saying. My YouTube video, I was so taken back because I'm so used to getting 8 views, 10 views like a month or two ago. And then we go to Florida. I shoot the way I'm shooting and everything. And this is my first time really getting outside the box. A lot of people don't know this, but the way I am now is like how I was on the first trip as well, hands down. But before the day before I arrived in Florida, I know this sounds crazy. I would never go out in public and do this, that, and the third. But I understood the opportunity that I had with this whole situation, understanding that it's real. I have no shame in it. I'm not embarrassed. I don't give a fuck. As soon as I landed in Florida, it was over. I broke out my shell, got out my comfort zone. I really believe that you should do at least one thing. It doesn't have to be big, but one thing every day that makes you uncomfortable. And then that'll literally, you can do anything when you literally
you won't be uncomfortable with it again.
Never again. And that's why I could walk around. I walk in any store.
Right.
You saw me. I was in Cane's. I put the camera on the counter, and I'm sitting here just talking, doing my own thing. Everybody's like, "What's up with this guy?"
How many views are you getting on YouTube now?
So I'm assuming it's going to start.
The last one, how many?
145 views in a couple days.
Like and subscribe, or I'm coming after you.
Mr. Tim's coming after you.
That's right.
I appreciate that.
Big Tim's going to come kick you. You better get it on.
So I'm really hyped because I went from 38 subscribers, barely trying, to now I'm at 171 subscribers. I got 145 views on my last video, and the average view time went up. And for me, it's so surreal because it's a 40-minute YouTube video, and I used to sit there and I'd be like, nobody's gonna sit there and watch a 40-minute YouTube video, and people are like, well, this guy posts 2-hour videos and people watch it. He's like, somebody will watch it. 145 now, 1,000 later, 100,000 in the future. I can't wait because these types of videos, and I can't wait because I'm getting to the point where it has nothing to do with this type of trip. I could be like taking a trip to Bali.
Yeah, it don't matter.
And people are going to just want to see it.
You going to Bali?
No.
Oh,
I will though.
If you're going to take me with you?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Well, this video alone is going to get all this traction.
There you go.
Because it's Mr. Tim right here. So
it's Big Tim.
Oh.
Most guys know me as Big Tim.
Big Tim. Big Tim.
Big Tim.
We're going to call him Big Tim.
Not because I'm big. Just, I don't know why they call me Big
Just Big Tim.
Big Tim.
Mr. Tim now turns to Big Tim.
That's right.
Got it up here. I appreciate it though, Big Tim.
Rock and roll.
That means a lot. Thank you so much.
All right, what are we supposed to do?
Well,
like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and there's
thumbs up.
There's still so much to do. So
love you, bro.
I love you too, man. Hell yeah.